And we are recording, Mr. Mo.
Yes, we are, and I'm ready.
Yes, you look ready. You look so ready over there that you're staring off to the side.
Oh, you know why? Because I'm texting Danny, but I'm telling him I'm recording right now and I can't talk for the next 2 hours.
Well, you tell that bitch that I said hi.
Okay.
I love Nemeth. Anyways.
He's great.
He's been on the show, so he gets a pass. Anyways, we're going to do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with CMO Moore. How's it going, Mr. Man?
What's up, dude? I'm a little hungover, per usual.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you, I was talking about you last night, so I was like, I don't think
Fuck that
Carlos-
piece of shit. He's the worst.
Fuck that
I hate him.
motherfucker.
He
is
should have gotten
gay.
deported.
His breath reeks of dick. Send him to El Salvador. No, so
That's why we do the podcast remotely. Too much dick breath.
I was like, I don't think that Carlos is ready for the roasting he's going to get at his wedding.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't know if it's going to be the reception or if it's going to be like the rehearsal dinner, but Carlos is getting fucking roasted.
I know. I thought of that too. I know it's coming, but don't worry, you sons of bitches. I'm coming for all y'all too.
I was like, I can't
I've
wait.
thought of this too, motherfucker. You think I haven't? I've been starting to put that list together. The people, my groomsmen. I'm like, oh man, they all talk shit. Like,
Yeah, dude.
so I'm ready.
Get ready. No, we were just talking off air about, I think that our political climate is scary for lots of reasons. It's scary for my queer brethren. I worry about trans people. It's scary for people that are brown. It's scary for business owners, and like small business owners. Just retail in general. It's just so scary for everyone. But I do find a little bit of satisfaction when I see these interviews with Trump voters who are like, well, I didn't know I was going to get laid off if I voted for Donald Trump. And like,
I just hated Mexicans.
it's crazy. Like, it's so sad. Like, I feel really bad for veterans. Like, veterans,
Yeah.
they put their lives on the line for us. Like, they deserve the utmost respect.
Totally.
Like they took care of us. We should take care of them. But it's hard. It's so horrible. But I put a little smile on my face when like some podunk farmer in Nebraska is like, why wouldn't all the immigrants deport it? But I didn't think they would deport like my farm workers.
Yeah, I needed these immigrants to work for 5 cents an hour, but those you can take. Like, come on, you can take my competitors' immigrants, not mine. What are you doing?
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's always the immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Simpsons reference.
It sure is.
There's and this is how long it's been going on. The immigration episode from The Simpsons where Apu needs to. They're doing literally deportations. That's exactly what happened. That shit happened in like season 7. And they're at like season 33 now. Like this is like an episode from like 1996 maybe, and it was the exact same conversation, and it's great because the Simpsons are always ahead of their time, but it's always the dumbest people who say the worst things about the immigrants because no offense, y'all been fooled.
I'm trying to look up who's the Simpsons creator.
Matt Groening.
And then didn't he married uh maybe I'm wrong. I thought that he married, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. There's someone on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she was the
Mhm.
voice of the bride of Chucky, and
Oh, really?
um what's her name? Bride of Chucky cast. Oh, Jennifer Tilly. So Jennifer Tilly was married to someone who had a part of Simpsons, and then when they divorced, she has a little part of The Simpsons. And I think he might have passed
Oh,
away.
Sam Simon. Wow. He's one of the main up top guys in The Simpsons. Wow.
So
That's
she
crazy.
had a successful acting career. She was nominated for an
Yeah, she
Oscar. You
does.
know,
Yeah,
she's had some cool movies. But she having a little slice of The Simpsons in her divorce settlement has allowed her to live like a lavish lifestyle. I mean, like Simpsons money is no joke. Can you imagine?
yeah, seriously. That is the cash cow that keeps on fucking mooing. It's not just in the US, it's worldwide, translated in every fucking language you could possibly imagine. There's
Oh
every
yeah.
kind of goddamn merchandise you can fucking imagine, from t-shirts to toys to video games, to underwear. Like it's fucking
I loved
everywhere.
Butterfingers as a kid because Bart
Yeah.
Simpson did. You know,
The dad. Yeah.
only a finger, my
Yeah.
Butterfinger. I wanted to ride a skateboard because Bart Simpson. Actually, my dad got me a skateboard and tried to show me how to use it. Stepped on it one time, flipped up, fell down, broke his arm. I never got on the skateboard. I was so scared. Like I never want.
Hey,
Sorry,
better
Dad.
him than you, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it, dude. I tried skateboarding once, ate some shit, was like, nope, not for me. Luckily, I didn't break a bone. I was near grass and I bailed. I just knew that I was gonna fucking yep, and I just decided to let my body land me in the grass. And I said, nope, here's your board, sir. I,
Um,
not for me.
speaking of my dad, he just tuned in to a couple of episodes for like the first time, and
Oh.
I said, "Oh, what'd you think?" And he was like, "It made me really uncomfortable. I don't, so I'm not gonna listen to it anymore." I said, "Okay, at least you tried." But I'm wondering if he listened to our rendition of Mom pooping in a bag. You know, who knows? I'm sure he's like, Chris tells all of our business. My mom's probably like, I don't want to know about it. You know,
No, like literally, he was talking about your business in the bag.
yeah,
Again.
horrible.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mr. Moore, thanks for the listen, and sorry about your wife's diarrhea. It's just it just kind of happens.
Oh, in the last recording, I went and got McDonald's, right?
Yes.
I got a chicken sandwich. I
Mhm.
got 2 hamburgers and a
Mhm.
large fry. And at 3 in the morning, I was shitting my fucking brains out. I mean, explosive. My husband was probably thinking like, is Chris in the bathroom or is Russia bombing us? Because it was loud.
He called his family to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that's bad, dude. That's the thing too. When you take a break from McDonald's and you come back to it, it like really does a number on you the first time. Then the next time, you're fine. But you just gotta have it again but sooner than later. But
Let me
here's the
tell you, it
thing.
was delicious.
Yeah, I know, man. That's the thing. Like, I was just about to say that. It's fucking delicious. But it's the only fast food where I noticeably feel the difference after eating it the next day. But maybe it's
Mhm.
because Taco Bell, I just poop it right out.
Yeah.
Chipotle feels like a little more natural food, even though it's owned by McDonald's. But I don't know. There's something about it. It's just a normal. Let's see. Everything else, I'm fine. Even Burger King. But McDonald's, not only like does it affect my poop, it's not even like a big poop. Like I feel like my poop turns into like a brown little sludge. But I feel
Oh,
like
fun.
slightly lethargic the next day after eating it. Like slightly like, I don't want to work out today. I don't want to do anything. I'm like, kind of almost like a food hangover. And it's the only fast food that does that to me. But it is fucking delicious. That's why I make sure to have it on a day where like the next day I know I can be like a piece of shit workout wise. Like I'm not going to the gym,
Yeah.
and I'll do it like Sundays I would work out when I was doing Big Mac Sunday. I would go to the gym and then get my Big Mac. So at least I'm like burning some, you know. Don't eat it on the day where you're you have nothing to do unless, you know. Well, I guess you can do what you want. I'm not that's just what worked for me. But
On a side
uh
note, I keep looking at my face glistening in the camera because I don't want to turn my AC on because it's so loud. Um, but it's so fucking hot. What's the temperature today? Is it hot in Jersey? It's hot in New
yeah,
York.
it's hot as fuck. I had to turn on the AC all over my apartment, which I hadn't been doing. I've been keeping either one in because we have air units too. So either the one in the bedroom or one in the living room on at all times. But not really at all times, just during the day and off at certain points when it's not so fucking hot. But like today, I told Julie, like, no, I'm not sitting here in the goddamn heat all day. And after we record, I'm going to go to the gym. So when we get back, it's going to be even hotter if I didn't do something. Like, nah.
Yeah,
So,
dude. And you're a
fuck it.
sweaty guy.
I know, man. And it's like, it's been real like hot this morning. Like I woke up like sweating. So I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not living like this.
You
Fuck
know what
no.
makes me sweat really bad? The row
What's
machine. Nothing makes me sweat like the goddamn row machine.
Yeah, the row machine's pretty good because
Oh,
it's
the Stairmaster too. Like, ooh, gosh.
ooh yeah, the Stairmaster is fucking tough, dude. That will and it's a great core workout
Oh yeah.
too. But like that's the thing, like people don't realize you're doing leg raises essentially for you know like at high speed. The faster you go, for like 20 minutes at a time. So like sometimes it's hard to like lift your legs up after doing that for like a long time. You know, it's like very much an underrated machine because you always see these girls doing it with like their giant butts at like very slow paces so they can like you know squeeze their booties
And like
or like super
huge
fat guys
calves.
doing it super slow paces. But if you
Yeah.
actually do that thing at like the way it's supposed to be done, it is a goddamn challenge. People
Oh
send
yeah.
us your clips. It's kind of funny to see
10
people try it.
minutes, I'm wrecked.
Yeah, 10 minutes will fuck you up. 20 minutes will leave you whew, hurting for squirting, as the kids say, right?
Mm.
That's what
I've
the
had some
kids say.
squirting action in my face.
Not little,
Not
yeah,
proud of it.
little little leakage.
Oh, leakage, yeah. A little pee.
Anywho,
Anyhow,
it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for a little bit of
song
my
and dance?
favorite segment.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
not yet. Yes, sure. It is emails from the listeners, and we still don't have a theme song, but we will one day. We just keep forgetting to do it, to be honest, guys. And I was gonna ask Jimmy to remind me, but as you can see, we don't really use him around much anymore. At this point, I'm just kind of like signing his form, letting him hang out over here and watch TV.
I think we should get Jimmy drunk, take him to a tattoo parlor, put some like MS-13 tattoos on his knuckles, and then call ICE. I'm done with him.
Yeah, the thing with Jimmy though is that you saw what happened last time he drank, January 6th. It was, you know, so I don't know that I necessarily want to drink with him anymore. You know, it's like it's really violent, and I don't know. I don't really feel like beating him up and getting him deported. That's just like a lot. But so I just gotta have him here like a little kid. You know, he has an iPad and headphones, and I have no idea what he's watching. I mean,
iPad, headphones, some snacks, a juice box,
Jimmy, what are you watching?
Capri Sun.
Oh, he's watching porn. Great.
Great.
Ew. Very. Wow, that is very gross porn. That is. I don't even want to. I don't even
You
know.
know what's
We
even
talk about some
more
gross shit on
gross?
the pod, but I don't even know if I can share that on the pod. I don't believe network cancels. Jimmy, that's disgusting, dude.
And then watching him like manhandle those
Ew.
Uncrustables while he's watching porn is like a whole new
Yeah, he
world.
is eating an uncrustable while doing that. That is disgusting. Why you're? Oh God, that is just bad, dude. I can't believe. Ugh. I can't. He's like sitting on my fucking chair too. It's like, dude, if you touch yourself, Jimmy, I am calling the cops. That is like extra weird and like we're fucking done. That's what you do. Done. Don't even look at me anymore. Just fucking ew. Ew, man. Next week you're taking him. I'm not fucking dealing with him anymore. Fuck
He's
that.
not welcome. No
No, man. Like,
way.
what the fuck? Anyways, emails from the listeners. And this was a great one. I cannot believe this is real, ladies and gentlemen, but this is real. And I'm glad that I looked at the inbox right before we recorded because I had totally forgotten to grab an email because this happened this morning. We're recording this on Saturday morning. Comes out on Tuesday. So I was scrolling through Twitter. This is the email from Joe from Philly. Dear Frat Chat guys.
Hi, Joe.
Hello, Joe. I was scrolling through Twitter this morning and he said I was scrolling through a Twitter. I think he means through Twitter, but I just, scrolling through Twitter this morning and I saw that the White House, in all caps, had tweeted this picture of Donald Trump as the Pope. Holy shit. Is that not the cultiest shit you've ever seen? Can you
What is this?
can you imagine Trump doing a papal sermon? Joe from Philly. And I was literally had to show that to Julie when
What?
I saw this email
They
because
posted themselves?
they posted themselves last night.
What a narcissistic prick.
Like, and the White House posted this shit, dude. Can you imagine the White House doing this with any other fucking president? I'm not even just gonna say Joe Biden, but any other fucking president and any other Democrat president. Imagine them doing it for Obama. The Republican Party would have collectively shit their fucking pants and been like, the Democrats are a bunch of antichrist motherfuckers. Like, fuck them. They're against our religion, blah, 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 all this bullshit. Look at this shit. And then you
The
wonder,
Pope's body isn't even cold yet. I mean, like,
I know.
it's
And then
what?
and,
This
and
is
then
so
you wonder why we call
disrespectful.
it a cult. That is exactly why. Exhibit fucking A, dude. And it's not even just this. Lindsey Graham also tweeted it like, well, I believe that the great Donald Trump should be the Pope. Imagine the first ever dual president of the United States and Pope. Shut up, Lindsey Graham, you stupid fucking cockroach. Like, what? This is crazy. This is crazy. And I know he's probably trolling, dude. This is trolling at its finest, but just the level of narcissism, dude. And it's like, what the fuck? And his people eat it up too. And if you
Everyone is
watch the
so
cabinet
far up his
meetings,
asshole.
well, that's the thing. And if you watch the cabinet meetings, it's literally like watching like the North Korean cabinet. Like, it's like, oh, great leader today. Thank you for everything in the world. You invented everything. We love you, great leader. And Donald Trump sits there smiling smugly. Ugh, God, it was bad.
I have a theory. Remember, we never saw like the Epstein lists.
Yeah.
I bet you Donald Trump has that shit. And he's probably like, listen, guys, I got this. I will release it. I will blackmail you like a motherfucker. So I wonder sometimes,
Yeah, no, this is just crazy. And here's the Trump definitely has stuff on people for sure. But it also know that the best way to curry favor with him is to kiss his ass and tell him that he's the
yeah.
greatest thing ever, and then he likes you. That's all you have to do. Just curry to his ego. So all these people are there, like licking on his little fucking Cheeto balls. Like, you are the most beautiful president ever, Mr. Trump. However, Joe here asks, can you imagine Trump doing a papal sermon? And unfortunately, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I think it would go a little something like this. And on the seventh day, okay, believe me, God said, let there be the Donald. Okay, believe me, it is the most beautiful day ever. Okay, and that's why you have to take a rest. Okay, believe me, because look at this. Look at this. This took effort. Okay, believe me. Like, he made Obama super quick. He just went, there's Obama, but not with me. No, believe me, I'm the sexiest president. Look at this. Look, and the sexiest Pope too. They call me the Pope President or the President Pope. I haven't really workshopped that yet, but it's coming. Believe me, it's coming. Just like the healthcare plan is coming. Anyways, it's very echoey in here. Okay, believe me. I remember back in the 70s, echoes were 30% stronger. Okay, believe me. That's before Joe Biden came in. Okay, it made my echo less echoey. Okay, believe me. But we're working on that. Okay, right, Jesus? We're replacing Jesus with a statue of me. Believe me, looks much
Yikes.
better.
You know,
Man.
I sent you a video on TikTok of his commencement speech at Alabama University or something, right? Is that what it was? And
Yeah.
and like the comments were so funny because he was like tweaking out at some point, and people were like, maybe Elon Musk is under the podium. Maybe that's what's happening. Some people were
Like
like,
Police Academy.
yeah. Some people were like, oh my God, like get a grip. Can you just mail me my fucking degree?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I'm not
And
I'm
not
not
to be a
getting through that.
conspiracy theorist, but he does have, which is he. I don't know if you noticed, he wears longer suits. Well, he always wears ill-fitting suits for some reason, probably
And
because he's
and
like so
the wrong
round
color.
that it's
Everyone
hard to
wore
tailor them.
everyone wore
But
black at the Pope's funeral, and he wore a blue suit.
blue, yeah. But he whatchamacallit, he has bruising here around here and around the vein area. And people have zoomed in a couple of times where it shows. And that's clearly because of like an IV that they're putting in on him. So they're putting something in it. And I do, he's getting older.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you notice, he's not looking quite as sprightly as he used to. Like it seems like he's aging fast in this term. And again, it happens to all of them. And I'm not making fun of his aging. It's just literally what happened. And I do think that they keep him fresh, and they inject him with shit, maybe vitamins. Could even be a little bit of adrenaline. Who knows? But
They should
just a little
inject him with their
something
soul. That might
to
be nice.
keep him chipper when he needs
Yeah.
to be. So, and I do think he maybe sometimes he also gets sick and he doesn't say anything just because he doesn't want to. He wants everybody to always think he's like invincible. But I do think that there's something going on there that we're gonna keep seeing that bruising come in, and it's them keeping him chipper. Because
You don't
when
think
people
it's
start
like,
saying he's too old.
I hope it's not like dialysis or something like that?
Mm, I'm honestly, it could be. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? And it's the thing about him wearing that makeup everywhere is that you don't know what his true skin color is. So if he's pale because he's sick, you'll never know because he's orange. So
When I was younger, I did a little bit of modeling for this tanning salon, and I was orange for a year. And my grandma was like, "Do not sit on any of my furniture because it would come off." You know what I mean? So
it's like
like,
grandma, there's plastic all over it.
yeah. And so I feel like uh, I feel like if I ever met him in person, I would steer clear for the sheer panic of him rubbing his face makeup on my clothes. You ever have anyone like hug you and then you look at your shoulder, you're like, fuck,
God
like,
damn it.
you got a
Yeah.
foundation on me. Like I would just steer clear of him just to avoid the makeup staining my clothes.
Yeah, honestly, I had a couple of years where I like painted myself as the Satan for Halloween. And basically I would just paint my body red so I could just walk around shirtless at parties. It was the easiest costume ever.
Well, it's better
Show off the
than when
butt.
you used to paint your body black.
Oh yeah.
That was really
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Got me canceled a couple of times.
Yeah.
But they didn't get it. I wasn't doing blackface. I was being a raisin. So it was
Oh, a
different.
raisin.
So obviously paint your body black and that's it. But
I see, I
people
see.
didn't get it. They're not
A
as funny
tap
as I am.
dancing raisin.
So, once
Mm,
once I went and apologized to NAACP, and gave them a hefty donation, they understood that I was talking about raisins. But, it happens to the best of us. And I understand. Don't be raisins.
well, I have a letter to, or email to, from a listener.
Go on.
This is from Kevin from LA. Hi,
Ooh.
Kevin. How are you? Are you on
And
steroids? Because everyone in LA is on steroids.
I fucking love LA. Do you have steroids? Thank you.
So, Kevin wrote, Dear Frat Chat, I recently broke up with my boyfriend. Gay! I recently broke up with my boyfriend, but I still follow his dog on Instagram. Is it gay to miss the dog more than him? Asking for a friend, who might also be me. Okay, so I
Oh,
don't think that's gay at all. Like,
no.
a dog is like a child, you know what I mean? So like if you have a rapport with someone and you break up with them, like obviously they keep their kid, but like I can understand like missing, quality time. So
Totally.
you know? But
Totally.
I feel like, I remember I lived with this lesbian couple that, they're comics, and, they had a tumultuous relationship,
Mhm.
and the one girl, her cat would just, like, retreat to my room, and we would just, like, trauma bond over, like, the screaming,
Aw.
and, when I moved out, like, I didn't miss living with them because they weren't particularly nice, but, I missed the cat. Of course I
Totally.
miss the cat. So, and there's also just, like, there's a love that a dog provides that, you know, you just can't replicate with anything else. It's just like blind loyalty. It's just
Totally.
sweet, like innocent love. And so yeah, like it's not gay to miss the dog. It makes you human. I would expect you to probably miss a dog if it was a nice dog. What's
Totally.
gay is that you had a boyfriend.
Yeah, homo. Not just kidding.
Homo.
Dude, I was watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia last night because I showed me and Julie. I had seen all pretty much all of it, but Julie had never, so went all the way back to the beginning. And it's crazy how the show started. It's been around for so long that you could still say the F word. Normal people did.
Hmm.
And so they just drop it. Like this dude orders a glass of wine at their bar and they call him that. And he's like a newspaper editor, so then he writes it in his article. And it's right at just around the time when it's starting to become bad, but they still use it to make their characters look shittier, obviously. But it's just like they just said it 2 or 3 times in the episode, and I haven't seen Julie squirm like that.
Oh, really?
She was so uncomfortable, and like I honestly forgot that they even said it on the show. I remember South Park; they said it all the time back in the day. But it just like
I say that word all the time. I wouldn't even be
no,
phased by it.
everybody did. Everybody did. I was telling her like that was. It's not doesn't make it okay, folks. It doesn't make it okay at all. But I had never said it really in the full way. I always said it the half word, that ends with the G, like nag, but with an F. And now,
Fag.
yeah, that was the one that mostly me and my friends would use. Uh and it's like, but it was also used like not necessarily even calling anyone gay. It was just like don't be. It was like it was just became a replacement word for everything. Like don't be
Just like
dumb.
saying, "Hey, don't be gay." I mean,
Yeah.
like, don't be stupid. And so,
People would say
like,
like, this is so gay. Like, how can you put it's not it wasn't like an insult to gay people. It wasn't meant that way. It was just like
yeah.
the word that, like this is the drag. Kind of using that context. So it was for a while it was things were like that. But I'm glad we've moved forward though. And I'm not glad. It was a little like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want if I had kids, I wouldn't want them seeing that episode. And I've never been the conservative type. Like, we talked about movies that traumatized us, me fucking watching Casino in theaters. But they weren't even saying that word. So anyways, I agree. You should it's totally okay to miss the dog, man. I've
Yeah.
had relationships where they had a dog and dogs always love me and I love dogs. But this one in particular, her name was Gemma, and she was the sweetest dog, and it was like a mix, and it definitely had some husky in it because she had the husky colored eyes, and she was beautiful, and she was wacky as fuck, and a big muscular dog, and she would like pretty much out muscle my girlfriend, her sister, her mom. There was, that's all that lived there, and I would come in and like wrestle her down and like tire her out. And I would have scratches and shit all over me, but then we'd be like exhausted, like laying there, like, and she fucking loved me. And it was to the point where honestly, my girlfriend was a little jealous that the dog liked me that much.
Oh, yeah.
But when we broke up, I saw her one last time and the dog was still around. So I did get like a one last play session with the dog. I just didn't know that it was not that was like the last time I would see the dog. And the next time, I found out about the dog, it had died a few years earlier. And I was like, no.
I dated
But
this guy in Chicago, and he had an amazing shower, and he's like super plush towels. And when we broke up, I remember thinking to myself, like, I wish I just got one last shower in.
I know, right? That's
Man,
exactly it.
fuck.
Just one last belly rub. I wish I could have said goodbye. Like, this is the last time we're gonna play. I know I'm not gonna see you again. Get my goodbye head rubbing because dogs know. Dogs are very, very perceptive, and I think it would have been nice to say goodbye.
I have a
Highly.
coworker that had to put his pet to sleep, and another coworker said, "Are you gonna buy a new one?" And I was like, "Ooh,
That's like the worst thing to
no,
say. What
don't
a
say it." It's
shitty.
like if your child passes away, and you're like, "Are you gonna go buy another kid?"
So are you gonna
You know what I
go
mean?
fuck immediately and make another one? Like, no, dude. That's like something you don't fucking say.
Oh, it's
And
like,
you don't say
"That's
you're gonna buy
horrible."
a new one. You say you're gonna get a new dog eventually. You say it in a few months, maybe a year later. That's not something you say before the fucking current one is not breathing. Like, what the fuck, people? Ugh. Yeah, people are people know how to say the worst things. But
Yeah.
anywho,
Anywho, I think
thank
you
you
have
to our listeners. If you got something to say, shoot us a fucking email. Say it to our goddamn faces. You fucking no, I'm not gonna say it. I can't say it. But
fucking faggot.
shoot
Is that
us
what
an
you wanna
email.
say? Just say it. You know you wanna.
Yeah, just say it.
Just say it.
Shoot us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. You got a question, you got something to say, again, that's fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can shoot us a DM, but note that, Instagram sometimes sends things to spam and it's a pain in the ass. So if you want a direct way, just shoot us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. Emails from the listeners. We'll see you next week again. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now, to keep this moving smoothly, because Timmy, I told you, if you touch yourself over there, I have the news track button added to my side now, so I can do this like a professional again. Because at this point, he's just making sure like the power doesn't go out, and if he does, he can go down and check on the fuses, which is probably very dangerous for him to be doing. But that's a risk
Correct.
I'm willing to take. Yeah, go back to your porn weirdo. Anyways, uh, got a little bit of news story here, Mr. Mo, and I can hit it. Oh yeah. So
Mm-mm-mm.
there was a crazy incident of hazing, or the alleged hazing, because I guess they haven't got a trial, for a high school lacrosse team that got
High
so
schoolers?
intense. Yeah, crazy. And it got so intense that the district attorney in upstate New York told them to turn themselves in within 48 hours or face kidnapping charges for the incident, which apparently took place targeting younger members of the West Hill High School lacrosse boys team. It's always the lacrosse players, these fucking weirdos. Uh, so apparently, 11 students who allegedly played part in the event turned themselves in on Wednesday. Ba-da-ba-ba. And then the DA saying this is criminal activity, and this is hazing on steroids, which could have resulted in a tragedy. So the attorney for them says that the young men deeply regret their involvement. I'm trying to find the goddamn instance. So
They
here it
regret it
is.
because they got caught. They
That's
didn't get
right.
caught, they give a fuck.
Fucking idiots. But anyways, apparently older lacrosse players allegedly set up their plot by arranging an evening out with 5 younger members of the West Hill team, which was supposed to include watching a lacrosse game and picking up food from McDonald's. An older player was driving the younger ones and pretended to get lost in an isolated section of the county where a group of accomplices emerged in masks and black clothing, imitating an abduction with at least one gun and one knife. What the fuck? All
That's
the younger
fun.
players escaped except one whose hands were tied while a pillowcase was placed over his head, and he was thrown into the trunk of the car. What the fuck? I could imagine a deputy coming upon a scene, seeing a kid with a hood over his head being abducted at gunpoint by a series of individuals all dressed in black and masked, he said. If that individual opened fire, would that be outside of the realm of possibility? I think the opposite would be true. No injuries have been reported, and the perpetrators returned the student to his home at the end of the night. Citing a video, he said authorities believe 11 people who appear to be on the boys' lacrosse team carried out the scheme and urged them to come forward in order to avoid facing kidnapping charges and being tried as adults. So that's really why they turned themselves in. The identities or exact ages of the people involved have not been released. And apparently
Well,
there's
if they're
videotape of what
minors, maybe
happened.
they won't release it, you know?
Yeah, that's right. So with this videotape, I don't know what the hell's going to happen in court, but I mean, when you saw plain sight what happened to him, ooh, but even the cops like this. I don't know how long this young man will be affected by what happened to him. Because yeah, dude, someone comes at you with a knife and gun, and it turns out to be your friends, quote unquote. Like that is so fucked up. No, no, no. And it's super dangerous because the cop's right. Like if a cop fucking happened to be driving by, at an innocent bystander's driving by who's fucking has a gun, some fucking nut job, one of those guys who's ready to just fucking shoot anybody. Someone trying to do the right thing because he thinks he's seeing a real kidnapping and sees someone with a gun and decides to run one of them over. Like
Yeah,
that is so
100%.
bad.
So I have two things to say. One is people, when they hear New York, they think New York City, they think progressive, they think woke culture, they think,
Yeah,
um, but New York City is just a small portion of New York State that is
totally.
like overwhelmingly bumfuck. It's like upstate New York is like hillbilly heaven, you know? And
Mhm.
so I want to say I expect this kind of behavior from like hillbilly weirdos, but like I'm not
Well, it's also
surprised
like
by
the
this.
rich, spoiled
Um,
bitches, and then which this seems to be the case. You
But
know,
also, I was gonna tell you that one Halloween, I'll tell you which fraternity brother later, but a bunch of us went down to not, I'm sorry, Baltimore City, and, you remember, like, Fells Point used to have this big,
yeah,
like, I don't know if it's, like, 106.5, like,
yeah, the
theme
Halloween thing.
costume party? So we went down there, and, one of our friends was overserved, and he hit this guy's hood of his car. The guy came out and pulled out a pistol and, like, pointed it
Ooh.
at us, and I was like, "Alright, guys, this is when we run. It's harder to hit a moving target. Let's go, let's go, let's go." So, like, we all ran into this parking garage, and then we got into my friend's car, and we, like, spit on our hands and wiped off makeup and threw away our wigs so we because he was waiting outside the parking garage. We were so
Wow.
scared. But this one fraternity brother, when we're in the car, I was like, "Do you guys smell something?" And he was like, "Yeah, I peed myself."
I
Like,
have a
"What?"
feeling I know exactly who it is. Anywho.
I was like, "Oh." Like, "I don't wanna sit next to you, pee pee pants boy." Da 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 da.
That's
Piss.
right. Piss. Anywho, and now moving on because we have more to get to, Mr. Mo, and this
Yeah.
is another edition of Not the Oh yeah, because of course it's just never the drag queens. It's always the magas. So, uh, the former Hancock County Commissioner and Councilman John D. Jessup was taken out of a Las Vegas courtroom by law enforcement in handcuffs Thursday morning after he was giving a 6 to 15-year prison term for the sexual assault of his daughter on January 2024. Again, let me say that again. 6 to 15-year prison term for the sexual assault of his fucking daughter, people.
Ugh, that's so gross.
Yeah. Not only was he sentenced to multiple years behind bars, but he also told Jessup that once he's out, he'll have to register as a sex offender. He must serve at least 6 years of the term before being released for any kind of good behavior or anything of the sort. Just a day before the sentencing, Rachel Jessup noted that she had been adopted by her stepfather and would no longer be using the last name Jessup. She referred to herself in court as Rachel Kiesling. And
Was her stepfather?
yes, she apparently was adopted or something. Uh, and she had a victim impact portion of the sentencing where she said some words and she said, "I'm processing a lot right now in all aspects." And then she's trying to get peace of mind about the whole situation. Let's see. Then the guy was
What
returned back to custody,
what do you
and
think what do you think she was wearing at Sunday dinner?
oh god,
Just kidding. No, I shouldn't have said
that is so bad.
that.
Oh god, straight to hell, straight to hell,
I'm
you.
going to hell. No, that's horrible. It's
Now
hard.
you really
Sexual
are going to
assault is
hell.
horrible in general, but like incestuous sexual assault is like
So
doubly
weird.
horrible, like a million levels.
Apparently, he admitted to guilt to sexually assaulting her during a drunken night in Las Vegas. He's like,
Ugh.
hey, you know what they say? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, you fucking creep. And an agreement reached by the court dropped the level A felony he was facing to a level B felony. So I guess he would have been in jail for way longer.
It's because he's a former commissioner.
Yeah, probably. And he took a plea deal type situation as opposed to risking going to trial and wasting all that money. They'll usually do something like that. So they'll give you 6 to 15 if you take the deal, which we know you're guilty of, or if you fucking waste your time and go to trial, we're gonna give you the full punishment, which could be 30 years. And the guy's 50. So you give him 30 years, he's not gonna make it out of there.
Yeah.
6 to 15, he might. I mean, in 6, he'd still be 56. So we'll see what happens there. But oh
He's
my
because
god, no fucking way. I just said okay. I just said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. The next paragraph literally says court documents detailed the sexual assault and how Jessup reportedly said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas before
uh-oh.
buying a woman he traveled to Las Vegas with in January 2024 an excessive number of Long Island iced teas. Then he sexually assaulted that woman after she passed out back in the motel room they were sharing. What the fuck?
So it's
Then
another woman in addition to his stepdaughter?
no, then it turned out that the youngest daughter later came forward publicly as the woman and said the
Oh,
trip was
okay, okay.
supposed to be a belated 21st birthday celebration.
That's not a good way to
Ooh.
celebrate.
And when officers from Shirley Police Department interviewed Jessup for Las Vegas police about the allegation, Jessup was asked why the woman wanted to leave Las Vegas soon after getting there, to which Jessup replied there was inappropriate contact between himself and the victim. Dude, this dude's a fucking creep. And then when police pressed him further on the inappropriate contact, court records said, and he eventually admitted he had touched the woman inappropriately against her knowledge or will. Jessup then told police that he felt there was nothing criminal about what he had done and reiterated at the time it was just a fucked up drunk night. He also reportedly said he should kill himself, which police said implied he knew what he did was wrong. The story will be updated as more information comes, but what a fucking creep. He literally said that what's happens. I was joking about that. I was like, no one can be that fucking bad and big of a piece of shit. Here we
Well, he's
are.
gonna
Fuck.
get he's gonna get he's gonna lose his wheels in jail.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna do him dirty. They're gonna
Literally.
wear him like a sock, man.
Literally. They're gonna fucking yeah, like a sock. They're gonna put him on like a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
That asshole is gonna look like a hula hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Spin him around like this. Ooh, yeah. This is why you got to watch us on YouTube live at Frat Chat Podcast. So you can see me pretend to hula hoop with a man's asshole around
Don't
my.
look at me. I'm not wearing my mascara today. I wasn't prepared. Not ready.
So look at him. He's a monster.
I'm a monster.
He's recording this from a very dark room. To those of you not watching. Oh, but yes, that was our latest edition of because it's never the drag queens and every accusation is a confession from these people. So we'll keep you updated with more editions of that because I literally it's gotten to the point where I even have next week's already picked out this week because there's so fucking many of them. It keeps coming out. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? But anywho.
Anyhow, what's on the agenda for today?
We got to get to it, Mr. Mo, because this week is a warning.
Oh, just so you know, my computer keeps moving. I'm not touching myself. I have a Charlie horse, and my laptop's on my lap.
Well, I was gonna say Is Jimmy live streaming you what he's watching? Because
No,
this is very concerning now that he's over
he might
there
it.
making whatever the fuck that face is, and then you're over there, your computer's here, very shaky.
Does it look like I'm jacking off if I go like this? If I'm like,
That's kind of what Jimmy looks like over there. Ew, dude. Jimmy, you better not be. I'm telling you, dude. I will beat your ass. I will literally live stream me beating your ass. They get a lot of views on the internet. Those ass whooping videos, especially when the person deserves it. I'll send you to Tizzy NT, that guy who exposes people for being creeps.
and then when he's finished, he goes like this.
Uh he goes like this.
I have a coworker that's always like scratching and sniffing. I'm like, ugh.
No,
They
no,
think they're
and
being
he
like
does it in
so.
private, in
Oh,
public. I mean,
they think they're covert about it. It's like, oh, let me just scratch my nose.
uh,
No, don't do that. God doesn't like that, and by God, I mean Trump dressed up like God. Okay, so I cut you off. What is on the agenda today? And I'm not jacking off. I'm just my calf was like locking
yeah,
up.
no, totally, dude. No
Sorry.
judgment, no judgment. Again, this is why we do these things remotely. No, stop that. Anyways, it's so canceled. Anyways, this week is a warning because summer is coming. God damn it, Jimmy! You have the one fucking button. And God damn it. Okay, never mind. And next, I give him one button to push, and he hits
Yeah.
it twice.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna take over every button. I tried, and now it's all sticky. Ew. Okay. So it's a warning, ladies and gentlemen, because as you know, summer season's coming out, baby. It's getting nice out. It's getting hot out. People are day drinking. People are meeting up their friends. Some of y'all, if you're in the college age or even fucking 18 and up, y'all going out to spring break and making dumb choices and decisions. Or you're maybe recently divorced or freshly out of the closet, and now it's your time to fucking go wild and have a good time and party on all the repressed feelings you've had all these years. But here's the thing with those bad decisions, there's always one. There's always one person that's going to get a fucking horrible tattoo out of that, midlife crisis or drunken night on spring break that they will absolutely regret down the road. So that is why we here at the Frat Chat Podcast are here to prevent you from being that asshole. That's right. We're going to give you our top 10 tattoos that you should never, ever, ever get here at the Frat Chat Podcast. And again, heed all warning because we know people who gotten these tattoos. And let me tell you, they look like complete assholes. And you don't want
Yeah.
to look like an asshole. Just talking about hula hooping assholes.
And
You
we're
don't want
gonna
to be
start
that.
with the letters TKE on your chest.
That's right.
That's our fraternity.
But I
Ugh,
know people who branded themselves
I
for the
know.
fraternity. Branding,
Like,
dude. That's even worse. But that's a topic for
does
another
it
day.
smell like bacon if you get branded?
It smells like burnt hair,
Ugh.
and honestly, it smells like burnt like a well done meat type thing. Like when you leave meat on the grill too long, it was like bad. I never did it. I would never
Some
do it,
people
but I
they
saw people do it, and they were like, "Oh, not." It wasn't part of the process at all. It was not hate. Like it was literally like they would get drunk and be like, "Yo, let's do it. Let's brand ourselves," and they did it with a fucking coat hanger and like a lighter or a stove.
yikes. I've seen people get branded with like a
Idiots.
really, really cold branding. It's like so it's like freezing and then it doesn't hurt as bad.
Oh, that's kind of
It's like
cool.
an ice burn. Anyway,
Ooh.
should go first? I think I should go first because
Yeah, take it.
I think that your number one is like the number one, you know. Okay,
Nice.
so um I'm gonna start off with, I've always wanted to get I don't have one, but I always wanted to get like pink, hot pink lips tattooed on my butt, like my ass crack. I just thought it'd be so funny if I had like a smooch on my butt, you know?
But then
And
who's gonna
someone,
kiss it? Someone
who
has to
knows?
literally kiss the lips, so then the guy can.
And then someone told me like tattoo artists, they're artists, and like
Yeah,
that's such a slap in the face for an artist to have them like tattoo anything on a private area. And that it made me think like, oh, you know what? That's right. Like
it's more like a kiss
tattoo
in the ass,
artists,
though. Think about it.
tattoo artists really are like incredible artists.
Some
And
of them,
well, yeah,
if you pay the right money, they are.
yeah,
If you try to skim and go to your buddy or get it done at that new place that charges $50 for some reason, or the place where they're training their tattoo artists so you can cut a few corners, trust me, you get what you pay for with tattoos. If you want
yeah.
something done right, go to a good place, a renowned place and shit. But yes, go on.
Well, that's it. That's it. I just feel like it's a slap in the face to ask a tattoo artist to tattoo something on like
Yeah, but at the same
your sweaty
time,
ass.
for a tattoo artist, that's probably the greatest thing ever because you charge per tattoo, whatever the fuck you charge per tattoo. You give lips, that's gonna take the guy like fucking what, 15 minutes to do, and he'll still charge you like fucking $1,500. Tattoo artist probably happy, you know.
Yeah.
So, and like you can't fuck that up, really. Sometimes people come up with very crazy tattoos uh, that they try to get, and then that's easy to fuck up. But lips, I just think lips are tacky. It's like unless you're like a comedian who's doing it for funny purposes, like the world is kissing my ass type thing. Like if I see like it's like if Julie decided to get lips tattooed on her ass. You know what I mean? Like when she's like 80 years old and we're still together and that ass is nice and wrinkly. What do
Gross,
you
right?
do?
But also like just anything tattooed on the ass. Like some people, I have a friend that has in quotes your name,
Oh
um,
God.
on his butt, and I'm like, come on,
Really? Your name? That's yeah, dude, I got your name tattooed on my butt.
get it?
That's so
Anyhow,
fucking bad.
what is your first one?
Okay, so yes, ass tattoos, not cool. Oh, you're certain tattoos in private areas. Yeah, like
The Vigi?
yeah, or wieners. I've seen people who
Yeah,
tattoo
I've
their
seen
wieners.
lightning bolts on wieners. Gross.
You get an Anthony Weiner tattoo on your wiener. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, now we're
Wiener on
talking.
wiener. But for me, it's very close. It's very close to the butt tattoos, just a little farther north. I'm talking tramp stamps, baby, because the tramp stamp has not been as big of a mainstream thing since the early 2000s. But that does not mean that they're a thing of the past. Oh no. I still unfortunately see them from time to time, and it's fucking just disappointing, people.
My
But
mom
no,
got one.
your mom got a tramp stamp.
Yep, when she turned 50. It's like a southwestern like sun.
Oh my god, that is perfect. That is perfect. So it's when Mog's hitting it from behind, is it sunny side up?
Yeah,
Hey!
maybe.
You
I
see? I
I
see them from time to time. People are still fucking getting them.
maybe it's more of like a bullseye.
That's right.
Sorry, mom. Ooh.
Gives them something somewhere to aim for sure.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone cover your son unless it's in jizz. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, SEMO. Anyways, but no, this goes mostly to the ladies. That a tramp stamp, again, it will only age as well as you do. So if you're, take care of yourself and keep that body nice and tight, somehow throughout your 70s and 80s, and if you make it that far to your 90s, and I hope you do, and keep it fresh and looking good, sure, that's one thing. But chances are that's not going to happen because no one beats Father Time. or Mother Time, whoever. I don't know what gender time is. But so basically, again, the tramp stamp will age with you. So when you're someone's grandma, they're gonna look at that shit and just know that Granny Stephanie was a hoe.
Yeah.
So just know that. And again, no one needs to see your butterfly tattoo while they're banging you from behind. It's just distracting. It's fucking like, come on.
I feel like I've seen a lot of tramp stamp tattoos, but most of them have been butterflies.
Mm-hmm. It seems like that is the thing. The butterfly tramp stamp was a popular one back in
Like
the day.
if I were to get a tattoo, I would want a tattoo in a place where I could see it.
Totally. That's the thing. Like the tramp stamp just makes the thing. You're getting banged from behind. That's where you want to see it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and there was also like that heart thing with like almost like little barbed wires coming out of it, like little barbed wire wings, but it would be like a little heart in the middle right here, and then the rest would but yeah, it was butterflies and that. Or like stuff that we'll get to later. But
Oh my
God, these
gosh,
tramp
barbed
stamps
wire
are
was
bad.
so popular back then.
Yeah, and I saw some dude get a tramp stamp. Like what a bitch.
Yikes.
Seriously.
Well, next on my list, I don't think portraits age very well. I've seen some beautiful portraits, but I've also have seen a lot of even like our friends like throughout their 30s have like major body transformations.
Totally.
And so like there comes a time when like our metabolism just slows down,
Totally.
and most of my friends were all like a little bit larger than we were when we were in school. And so if you're going to get something that's such fine detail, um, like it's you're asking for like an issue. Do you know what I mean? If it's such fine detail, you can't gain a pound because it's going to warp that face.
Totally.
The,
That's gonna
the,
the person you tattoo on there is gonna get fat with you.
Yeah, and what might have looked like your child is then gonna look like, that guy from the Goonies. "Hey, you guys," with a warpy, lumpy head.
Hey, you guys.
"Hey, you guys, Rocky Road, Baby Booty."
Ooh, Wacky Road. Mm.
So, yeah, portraits, no good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's funny. When I looking through tramp stamps on the internet just now, there was one that was a tramp stamp portrait. And I'm like, ooh, that's a double whammy.
Oh,
Things you
no.
don't want to get. That's even worse.
Horrible.
That's literally worse. Like, oh yeah, I got my mom tattooed on my lower back. Oh
Ooh,
god, that's bad.
can imagine.
That's so bad. Yeah, I'm with you. No tramp stamps and no portraits. You don't want that. And adding on to that as well, along with ass tattoos,
Yum.
uh, politician tattoos. God, there's nothing lamer than getting a politician tattoo. I'm just talking about the Trump tramp stamp. So literally, I'm looking at you, MAGA. So you're the only one doing this shit. Fucking stupid. Like, imagine someone getting a Bob Dole tattoo or a fucking Biden tattoo.
I
Yeah,
forgot about Bob Dole.
right.
Was
Let
he
me get
like
a
on a
fucking
Viagra like campaign?
Bob Dole likes to say Bob Dole. Bob Dole likes Viagra. Bob Dole.
Yuck.
But imagine I got a Biden tattoo or Obama tattoo or a fucking Bill Clinton tattoo. Actually, scratch out the last one could be kind of cool, with the sunglasses and playing the sax. Smoking a cigar, maybe that'd be kind of cool. But no, fuck that. For one thing, politicians should never be like our heroes like that, people. And many of them are fucking assholes too. So you also never know. Like if you notice the current theme of these, not the drag queen scenarios, a lot of them turn out to be politicians and people in power and shit. So you just never know when they're gonna end up in some fucking scandal or some sex crime or some shit like that. Or getting caught with some weird shit or stealing or diddling kids and shit. And then you're the idiot who got a fucking diddler or some shit tattooed on your body like an asshole.
Yeah.
Your Anthony Weiner on a wiener tattoo. Not so funny now, is it? Looks fucking
Yeah.
weird.
I had to get my Jared Fogle tattoo covered up.
That's right. You know how expensive that was? Like, God,
Yeah.
total waste of money. And he got fat Jared too, so it took even longer to cover up.
Yeah.
Not even skinny Jared. He wanted a reminder to keep eating Subway so he didn't end up like that.
Bad news bears.
Brown on his chest too. But yeah, politicians, like, why would you even want that? And like, here's the funny thing is that Trump is, was found liable for rape. So if you're tattooing Trump today on your body, you're tattooing someone who's been found liable to rape on your body.
Yep.
So maybe don't do that, people.
Well, why
But
stop there? What about O.J. Simpson? What about, there's a lot of other criminals
that's
and
right. And well, that's why you said portraits, but also, like anybody who you think is in the public eye, you should probably just not tattoo them because
yeah.
you just never know. You literally never know what they could be convicted doing later on. But politicians, particularly, seem to have just a high trend and a high rate, particularly of doing bad things. You give people power and they start abusing it. You know what I mean? So, and here's the thing: like, for example, like if you got like your favorite boxer tattooed on you or something like that, and inspires you to fucking box, you become heavyweight champion of the world. That's badass. Some athlete or someone successful like that inspires you to do better. It's not for me. I wouldn't do it. Maybe it's a little obsessive, but if it inspires you, cool. But a politician, like that's such a dorky, lame thing to do. Like take Trump out of it. Again, that's what I said. Bob fucking Dole. Like, imagine meeting someone getting an Al Gore tattoo. Like, what the fuck? Like, you look like a fucking tool.
He invented the internet, don't forget.
That's right. That's right. That's Uncle Al. Thanks to him, we're doing this show. So thank you, Al.
Yeah.
But it's and I'm not going out. It's funny to see him now that he has no political aspirations. He doesn't give a shit. So he calls out everybody, and he's out in this new phase of his life. That if he was this guy when he ran for president, I don't see how Bush beats him because Bush barely
Oh,
won.
totally.
But I think Al Gore gets way more votes if he was this guy when he ran for president.
You
He is
know,
out there on a fucking tear. So good for you, Al.
I'll say
You are
this.
not no dork.
I'm not defending Donald Trump or his clan or anything, but when he lost in 2020, and
Mhm.
threw a hissy fit, part of me was like, well, Al Gore kind of did too. I
Yeah,
was like,
but with Al Gore is because the vote difference was so negligible that it came
yeah,
down to like almost like 100 fucking people. So like they had to do a recount
yeah,
just to be sure. But as soon as they did the recount, he then and he
he
found out,
conceded.
okay,
Yeah,
dude, he done. He's like, okay, I lost the election. He then congratulated Bush, and that was literally the end of it. But they had to do the recount. But Trump, it's like to this day, some days he'll admit that he lost when it slips out, but to the most part, it's gotten to the point where Oklahoma, and this is a true story, Oklahoma school curriculum now is going to teach fucking high school kids that in public schools that there were irregularities in the 2020 election. And it's going to be in the guise of quote critical thinking, and they're going to teach them to look at this data and shit and find irregularities in the election and shit. And like that's the school curriculum. And that's fucking indoctrination. But let's not talk about that. So it's terrifying that that's where we're at. And then they're
yeah.
also looking at, saying the 10 commandments and shit and adding the Bible and shit to schools, which they also got approved. This is getting fucking nutty. But like, imagine that teaching conspiracy theories as the guys of critical thinking. It's fucking.
Here's a Snapple fact. When my dad was younger, he and his brother were at I think a baseball game, and when they were leaving, Al Gore's son ran out into the street and got hit by a car and like flew up in the air like 20 feet.
Wow.
Survived, but so
Jesus.
scary. When my dad got a front row seats at the Ariel show.
If only he was taping it. Damn it. Camera wouldn't hit play fast enough. Oh, for the record, Oklahoma ranks at 49 in education in the United
No, that's so
States.
bad.
So I guess they're really going for that 50th spot, you know? Fucking
Oklahoma.
idiots.
Isn't
Anyways.
there's a musical called Oklahoma. I think in high school I did a musical called Oklahoma. And
Gay.
I played farmer like number 3.
Ah, hey, to be my first play ever. And no, this was in kindergarten, so I didn't really give a shit. But they were just giving everybody roles. I was a fucking tree. I didn't have
Oh,
any
nice.
lines. Just stood there with some cardboard on me and went like this while people sang. And I still had
Aw,
my mom and dad come see the play because, of course, you had to see my
of course.
acting debut. You fucking jerks.
Well, my
So it's been
my
worse.
next one here is, do you remember Cisco? Remember when he was relevant?
Yeah,
And he
dude.
had a
I was watching a show
thong,
yesterday where they
thong, thong,
referenced
thong.
Cisco. The thong song. That song, I'm not gonna lie. That came out when I was in 6th grade and had just moved to America. And at 6th grade, you're about 12, 13, so the hormones start going crazy and you start seeing all these women in thongs on TV. And it became fun to talk about thongs and booty shaking and shit. I'm like, wow, that was a culture clash in my pants.
Yeah, totes.
That was a very sex friendly world when I moved to America. I have to say, everything was very raunchy during those years.
Hmm.
But yeah, the thong song Cisco, I totally remember Cisco. I think he's still around. I think he still
Well,
tours.
he probably still goes to like a Run the Mills mall and like, hey guys, I'm signing CDs, and people are like, we don't buy CDs anymore, and no one knows who you are. Like maybe my mom liked you, but like
Dude, well, it's like in New York
move
and
on.
or LA where they have the CD peddlers, and you have you pull out and you give them $1. They're like, no, at least 20. It's like, what the fuck? And then as soon as you pull out a little bit of money, like 20 other of them come out and surround you, like, yeah, I got CD too. It's like, no, get away. Get
You know
away.
what? I got an MRI recently, and my doctor was like, "Make sure you request a CD so we can view it together." I said, "Okay." So, uh, I came home. I was like, "Well, I want to see what's on the CD. I want to see these images of my spine." And I don't even have like a CD player
Yeah,
like in my laptop. Like I wouldn't even know where to put the CD. I
I don't
don't
have
have.
anything in CD anymore. My PS5 plays CDs, but it only plays the game CDs. It doesn't play like the PS. Oh, it's my PS4. Sorry, I don't have a PS5. I'm not rich. But like PS3 and below, like PS3 and PS2, you could watch DVDs and movies on it. But for some reason, PS4 made it so you can't. So fucked it
That's
up. I don't have
shitty.
anything to watch movies or actually data CDs with anymore at all. So I don't know. I don't even know. If you gave me a CD, I don't know what I would do with it. Use it as a frisbee, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned Cisco because he has a tattoo around his belly button. I think
Oh,
I think,
Dave
I
Batista does too.
ugh, I
I
think,
love him, but bad tattoo,
like,
Dave.
tribal tattoos, especially if it's, like, around your belly button, I'm like, "Ooh, yuck."
Gay.
Just looks gross. Yeah, it's so gay.
Yeah. And eventually, that's another thing. Like, at least I have to say, Cisco stayed in shape, and Dave Batista still ripped, even though he's like almost 60. But that is something you're gonna get a belly at some point in your life. And that's gonna look fucking stupid. And it's gonna get stretched out. And even if you lose the weight back, it's gonna fucking look weird. Like then it stretches out, the skin fucking ruins it, and then you shrink it, and now it fucking just it looks like a vagina instead of a fucking tribal tattoo. And you shouldn't be getting tribal tattoos unless you're in a fucking tribe. Just saying.
I'm looking up Cisco right now. Does he look the same?
Yeah, pretty similar. Cisco 2025. Yeah, literally, dude.
Yeah, he still looks the same. Good for him.
Dude, black don't crack, man. These people age well. Same with Latinos. We do too. Sorry, white
But
people.
when black does crack, I'm like, "Ooh, God does not like you." Ugh.
Yeah, Cisco. The funny thing is that to me, Cisco always looked a little bit like Cal from Keenan and Cal.
Oh, yeah, totes.
And in the movie,
Good
Mystery
burger?
Man.
Oh,
No, Mystery Man with where they're superheroes with Ben Stiller, Pee Wee Herman's in it,
yeah,
and they're like real life superheroes. Cal is in it, but he has bleach blonde top hair. So when he comes out the first time in that movie, like I remember watching me like, I don't know if it's Kel or Cisco. And it took me like a long time to figure out not to watch till the end, till the credits, be like, oh shit, it's not Cisco, it's Kel. But I thought Cisco made his acting debut in that movie.
I think Kenan and Kel made an announcement recently they're gonna do another Good Burger movie.
Yeah, I think it's already filmed, but I would
I'll
totally
watch
watch
it.
that. Hell yeah.
From all that.
I love all
All,
that. That was such a good show. This is
all
all
that,
that.
it's
Even though they had
all
apparently
that.
terrible experiences on the show, all the kids. So I'm sorry, but it was very entertaining for people like me who love sketch
Just
comedy.
don't go nowhere, 'cause everything we do, it's all that when entertaining you. That was Lisa Lefty Lopez that did the song, the intro.
Wow. R.I.P. She died, right?
Anyway, on to your next one.
On to my next one. For this next one, and again, don't get tribal tattoos unless you're in a fucking tribe. Then you can.
Yeah.
This is another one that if you're not Asian, do not get Asian tattoos. But also, do not get Asian tattoos that are translated on the fucking internet, people. Because again, if you're not Asian, you should not be fucking getting an Asian tattoo. You look like an asshole. But if you can't speak the language and you're not 100% sure that you're getting what you think you're getting, and these languages are use completely different alphabets. Like Chinese, it's symbols, it's everything's different. Japanese, completely different. They're all completely different. So one wrong symbol and your life is good tattoo will read I eat ass instead. And you will fucking
Ooh,
get laughed at forever and ever and ever. And you'll look like a complete tool bag. And trust me, and this goes mostly to you white people, it does
yeah.
not look good. It looks so fucking stupid. I've seen white guys who think they look so cool with like Asian tattoos on their bodies. It's like, dude, you look like a fucking moron. You look like such a tool.
And then you ask
Please
them, you're
cover
like, "What's
that
it
up.
mean?" "It means strength and courage." And then you ask someone who's like that's in their native tongue, and they're like, actually means donkey."
That's right.
Sorry, bro.
It means donkey testicles are delicious. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, you see this symbol. Yeah, you got it wrong. So that actually is the international Chinese sign for donkey testicles. It's like, oh, well, that's the thing. Literally one little line and it changes the complete meaning of the word.
Yep.
So if you don't know what the fuck you are reading and you don't know what the fuck it means, don't put it on your body permanently. People, you will look like a complete fucking asshole. Pardon my French, but that's the only way I can describe someone who gets an Asian tattoo that they translate on the internet on their body without having any fucking clue what it really means.
Oh, it blinked for a second. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Were you about to get an Asian tattoo translated on the internet and you just didn't want to hear the truth?
Yeah.
I knew it. You had that look in your eye.
There was this guy that I thought was so cute in the theater department of Taos University. I think his name was Max. He had like an Asian uh like symbol on the back of his neck, and I was like, wow, he's so sexy. And then I look back, I'm like, what was I thinking?
That was a
Um,
common thing. Yeah. Around the
yeah.
time to go, like, what a like such a tool thing to do. Idiots. And I got
Anyhow,
like heated about it. However, one thing that cools me down, and no, we're not even sponsored by them, but I gotta give a shout out to the good people of Arizona Iced Tea. This bad boy, the 22-ounce big can, is still a fucking dollar.
it's
Throughout
amazing.
inflation, throughout the tariffs, throughout everything. They keep this shit at $1, and I love you for it. And the CEO guy says we're going to keep it at $1 because we make money on it already. and we don't need to fucking be stingy about it. So as long as our customers keep buying it, we will keep it at $1. And baby, I love you for it.
You know what?
It's just getting expensive.
At my gym, a muscle milk is like $8, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Because at a
things are getting
bodega, you
very
can get it for
crazy.
like $5, and you can buy them in bulk, you know. But it's
And it
$8.
comes straight from the nipple of a Nigerian lady, so it has 10 times more protein. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Bodega breast milk.
at my gym, then when you go to pay, like Apple Pay, it'll ask for a tip, and it starts at 20%, 20, 25, 30%. Like, what? So you want me to pay 20% because you pulled out overpriced muscle milk from the cooler behind you? And
Yeah.
like the tipping is like out of control these
Yeah, tip
days.
culture is getting a little crazy on things like that.
You know, I went to this bar called Randolph's in I think it's in Dumbo in Brooklyn. And they give you a glass at the bar and like a little like card, and you use this card to put into these different slots, and it will allow the tap to flow, and so you pour your own beers,
Oh,
and,
nice. Yeah.
and so you can like try them all and
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and then
I've been to places like that. Yeah, I know what you're
and at
talking
the
about.
end you give them your card and they'll tally up how much you drank, and then I guess there's an expectation that you pay 20%. I'm like, well, I served myself though. You just gave me a glass.
Totally.
It's like I give you 20%. I don't want to be a douche. I don't want people to be like, "Ugh, cheapskate." But I also feel like it's not fair.
No, I agree. I agree 1,000%. I think it's so dumb. It's like if the point is that we do everything ourselves, then you're making money on the beers.
Yeah,
Charge it on there, and I won't even notice. So I don't know.
crazy.
I think it
Well,
does get crazy.
my next one is, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but a lot of tattoo places. I don't have any tattoos. You don't have any either, right?
No, no. I've been with a couple of my friends to get theirs though, and so I've seen it in action. For some reason, people feel comforted by me being there, so I've been with a couple of friends. It's like I'm gonna get a tattoo. Will you come with me? It's like okay, I'll come
Well,
watch you squeal.
I I've heard that a lot of times on Friday the 13th, they might have like cheap deals that might start at $13,
Yeah, no,
but it's like
nope.
a set like um like pre-drawn like images that you have to
Right,
pick from like this booklet. So you can't
right,
just say, "Hey, can I have a little tattoo like this?" It's like they give you a selection. You have to pick one of these. So I have a friend that has like a little pineapple on his elbow, and he's like, "It was a $13 tattoo on Friday the 13th." Like, oh, but did you really want that pineapple? Like, does that really mean a lot? You know what I mean? So like
right.
a
Now
lot
you
of
have
my
a
friends
fucking
have
pineapple. It's like,
like
well, why did you
bandana
have that?
tattoos.
Uh, do you like pineapple? No, I'm actually allergic to it. Don't really like the taste either.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
so it makes no sense to me.
And it's also like, again, you get what you pay for. So when someone is, these stores, usually they'll do this kind of deal when they know it's going to be slow, but then all of a sudden they're swamped, right? So you have
Mhm.
these artists who are now drawing 19 tattoos in a day. And I'm not going to lie, by the 19th pineapple, you're not going to give as much of a shit.
Hell
Your
no.
fingers might be a little tired. So I want to be the first person getting my tattoo, or maybe like the third actually. When they're warmed up and not too tired. But it's like it's you get what you pay for, people. So the tattoo's gonna be stupid, like CMO said, but you also have a higher chance of it being wrong.
Yeah, I
And
never
when you
thought
pay
about that.
fucking less, when you paid less than what it should cost, you're still getting a deal. So they're gonna look at you like, well, that's your fucking problem. Like, you knew the risk. So
Let me tell you, I could never be a tattoo artist or a surgeon because I don't have a
too much
steady
pressure.
hand.
Too much pressure. But
Yeah.
here's
Can
the
you
thing. I think I
imagine
would
like
rather
hiccuping or like burping or like sneezing and being like, whoops, sorry
I'd
guys.
rather be a surgeon because here's the thing. Like, if I asked you to draw me a Tweety Bird tattoo on here, I know what Tweety Bird's supposed to look like. If I asked you to open me up and fix my appendicitis, if you open me up and I look in there, I have no fucking idea where anything's supposed to look. So I'll take your word for it, Doc. But I know that
Yeah.
if this Tweety Bird looks like a testicle, I know that's wrong. You know what I mean?
100%.
And as you're doing someone's tattoo, it's almost like when you're getting someone a haircut. You know they're watching you like a hawk, you know? And that's just too much pressure for me. A tattoo, at least the patient's down. Or, surgery, at least the patient's down, and you get a fuck ton of money. And hopefully you're so well trained that, this is like nothing for you. And you have a team of people there assisting you with every step of the way. Tattoo, you're in some fucking parlor somewhere, fucking Brooklyn, while some hipsters watching you make their goddamn I Love Lucy facial tattoo for some reason. And it's like, oh man, I don't know. I think I'd rather be the surgeon in this case.
Yeah.
I'll take the money and people die, whatever. they can't sue you if they're dead. They can sue you if they have a bad tattoo. Just kidding. I know hopefully that's not the case here with surgeons, unless you're the killer kind.
Yeah.
But anyways, for my number 2, we're 12.
But I'm ding.
This is one that almost made it to number 1, but it's close. It's a close number 2 to my number 1, but number 1 is just so bad that it has to beat it out. But this is significant other tattoos. It doesn't matter how in love you think you are. Just don't fucking do it. For example, if you're dating someone, you literally just never know if you're going to break up. Then you're stuck with that shit in your body, and again, you look like an asshole. But even if you're married and you think you've made all the way, you got the ring on the finger, just know that just over 50% of marriages now, it used to be 50-50, now it's like 51% end up in divorce.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
So, oh man.
More to come on that on a later date.
Yeah, right. Wah, wah. But anyways, yeah, those the odds are not great that you end up looking like some asshole anyways after you get divorced. And so like for example, I knew this guy that got a tattoo of his girlfriend in college in Gaelic letters, which is like old Irish English. That's right. I knew you'd say that. That's right, to explain. Which is like old Irish English. And they broke up 6 months later. But then you might say, well, he could always date someone with the same name, right? Her name was fucking Elvira.
No.
Elvira. It's crazy. He had to get that shit covered up. And like the thing is, he got it. I can't remember if it was all the way down like this or around, but like it was a massive font. So then he had to get it covered up. And it was just about covering up at that point. So it became like a giant blob of something that you can't really tell what the fuck it's supposed to be. Now he has like a black arm, essentially. And it made him look like a bigger asshole than if he just kept the Elvira tattoo and lie that it's a band or some shit. But it's like, it looks stupid. And it's also a giant fucking waste of money because tattoos are expensive as shit. So just getting Elvira and old Gaelic letters alone was expensive as shit.
Yeah.
Couple grand probably.
When I see people, when people are
covering it up again, another couple grand. So
when people are all like decked out in tattoos, I'm like, they could very well be like $100,000 piece of art.
Totally. Absolutely. Like that's the thing. A good tattoo is not cheap. So that's what I said. You get what you pay for. If you're gonna get a tattoo, you want to pay to get it done right and good and nice and something you're gonna fucking love for the rest of your life. None of these tattoos are guaranteed to look good for the rest of your life that we've talked about. But significant other tattoos rank very high on that list because a lot of people break up. And it's no offense. You might be that relationship that right now it's like, no, that could never be us. I can never see us falling out of love. I'm going to tattoo your name and shit on my body. And no, in 10 years, you don't fucking know what could happen. You could have a traumatic event that could cost your relationship. You could, someone might cheat on the other person. You don't know. Someone could die. You don't know. Your
Um,
husband could be secretly gay. You don't know. Like, you don't know what 10, 20 years will do to your life.
it's true.
So,
I'm looking at Pete Davidson right now because I think he got a lot of his tattoos removed, or maybe not, or maybe he
mhm.
covered them up for a photo shoot. But I think he got a lot of his tattoos removed.
Oh, he got
And,
some
like
tattoos removed.
he's like $200,000 because it's an expensive process.
Yeah, and it
I guess it's
hurts
more
more.
expensive to get it removed than it is just to cover it up.
Yeah, no, and it hurts more to get it removed than it does to tattoo yourself because that laser goes deeper in the skin than the needle does, so it can get it
Ugh,
out of you. And
yikes!
so you see, that's what has
It
to be
knocks
done
me
in
out.
like different sessions because you see those people and it's like, ah! And like, ugh, and it makes like a crazy sound when it's happening too. So it's like you're hearing your skin be popped like a fucking bag of popcorn, essentially, from the inside to get the shit out of you. And it ends up like swollen and shit. So ugh, I can't imagine.
Mm-mm.
That's why you want to make sure that you're good. And like Simo said, Pete Davidson spent over $200,000 so far
Yeah.
getting these tattoos removed, and he's still not even done. He still has work to go. So he's gonna probably spend like a cool $500,000. Do you have a $500,000 just sitting around to get tattoos removed? Probably not, people. That's where you're listening to us.
Fair.
But yes, unless you're a millionaire, then do whatever the fuck you want. But even then, your skin probably won't ever look exactly the same. It'll still look a little blotchy and weird. So just know, even if you can get it removed, it's still not perfect and it hurts like a motherfucker.
And
So
sometimes you can still see a little bit of it too. It's not like
totally,
completely removed.
exactly. Like, it's very hard. I mean, because again, you know how deep a tattoo goes into your skin? Like, it's layers and layers and layers of your epidermis, if you will. And Simo, your epidermis is showing.
I know what that is.
It's his wiener. Not just kidding.
Um, well, I have one left, and this one's kind of a serious one because it's scary times right now.
Yeah.
And there's a story about this Latin American um like gay guy. He competed in like some drag pageant
Mm-hmm.
and won something, and he got a tattoo of his crown on his arm. And then I guess the Department of Homeland Security felt that a crown tattoo is related to gang activity, and so he was deported to
The
El
worst jail.
Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to survive. I mean, that's horrifying.
Oh,
He's
fuck
not in
no.
a gang. He's just like a nice little gay dude that like puts
A
on heels
hairdresser.
sometimes. Yeah. It's
Literally a
like,
fucking hair. However, to be fair, oh, actually, no, because they shave all their heads bald in the concentration camp style there. Because that is what it is, essentially.
yeah.
So, never mind. In like a regular jail, at least, being a hairdresser would be an asset. And he could get a job in the, cutting inmates' hair, and he might be well liked.
Yeah.
Here, when you have him with rapists and murderers that are all shaped bald, no, he's fucking screwed. And all
Um,
because he was an illegal immigrant. That's worth it. Now he's
D
fucking in some other country in jail.
Horrifying. So
Awful.
DHS claims that these following tattoos indicate Venezuelan gang activity. That's going to be crowns, trains, stars, clocks, and also the words "hijos de Dios." So that means sons of God, or HJ for short. So these are just like such like random things, but apparently this is on the list of like gang art.
Which
It's
is so
crazy.
upsetting, especially the HJ, because I have an HJ tattooed on me. It's not for hijos de Dios. Just letting you know, I like a good old fashioned hand job. You
Yeah.
know, everybody loves it. I'm bored. I'm sitting there. Who doesn't like a good hand job? Just letting you know.
Let me tell you,
HJ.
I give the best hand jobs.
That's right.
I light a candle. I mean, not to other people, but myself. I beat that dick like it owes me money.
Oh, I was talking about gardening jobs. Hand jobs. Work with your
Oh,
hands.
correct.
It's
That's what I
great.
meant
It's a
to.
great hobby. Pass the time. Plant some
That's what I
flowers.
meant to.
Yeah, totally.
Anywho,
Make sure you
we
watch
got
that keyboard. You know, remember that? spray with a hose. But yeah, right now they can get you for anything. Even these MS-13 tattoos that Kilmar Brego has on his hand,
Oh
with
my
alleged,
gosh.
with like a skull, and none of that shit has ever been linked to MS-13. And the MS-13 guys have like massive tattoos that say MS-13. They like to be
Like on their
very,
back.
yes, and on their chest, on their fucking faces, like they like to be very obvious that they're an MS-13 when they're an MS-13. They don't necessarily like to make it a code, but it's even worse. The Trump things, like that Photoshop MS-13 on top that they put on top to like say what the tattoos quote unquote meant are real. Trump thinks that this guy has MS-13, like the letters and numbers
I
tattooed on his
saw.
hands,
What
like
an
a
idiot.
fucking moron.
What
So
an idiot.
at this point, they're coming at you for anything. So if you're Latino and not a citizen or have any kind of criminal, be careful about getting any tattoos, for real. It's like I saw they deported some guy too because they said he was doing gang signs when he was doing this in an it was a picture from a Guns N' Roses concert that he went to,
Yep, I
that
saw
he was
that.
doing the rock and roll hand gesture, and he said those were gang signs. So we should arrest every fucking white guy that's ever gone to a rock show too, because send them to El
Apparently.
Salvador too, or me. There's so many pictures of me doing that shit in fucking college. Like what? Come on, dude. It's getting nutty. Like they're looking for any excuse, and they're not just going after the bad guys, people. They're making up shit to go after the good guys too. So be careful what y'all getting. I'm glad Seymour included this one on his list, because it's scary times, folks. And this last one kind of goes hand in hand with yours, but it's on the other side of the spectrum. This is not on the side of the minorities. This is the racists, the shitty people, the crappy people. Because
Yes.
my number one tattoo that you should never fucking get is a swastika or a white nationalist tattoo or something racist. And I'm looking at you, pieces of shit of the world. Like, come on. At this point,
I think about American History X.
yes, like that guy. And there's a lot of people that have tattoos like that, you know? And fuck, look at Pete Hegseth with his giant white nationalist crosses and shit. Like, it's very telling that that man is still working there after everything that's happened, but got the job to begin with shit like that. You already know what his beliefs are. And I'm just saying, if at 2025 you still believe this shit, I feel so bad for you because you have been so fucking woefully lied to. That is too a disservice to your life that you still believe this shit. Trust me, it's all bullshit. You've been lied to. It's a scam, and it's you might as well put a bullseye on your fucking chest because someone's gonna whoop your ass one day or another. Like one of my favorite internet videos is seeing this like fucking skinhead at some rally with skinheads with his stupid sign. And then he's walking after the rally by himself to his car, like he thinks nothing's gonna happen. Some fucking guy, oh, weren't you just in the rally? And the guy's like, oh yeah, but and then the guy fucking just rocks him right in the fucking mouth, and the
Yeah.
skinhead goes down hard. Doesn't kick him out when he's down or anything, no, but he punched him right in the fucking dome and dropped him. Because guess what? That is what should happen to fucking KKK motherfuckers and skinheads and people who think this shit. You think,
I went to Clearwater Beach and I saw a lot of people with Confederate flag tattoos.
it's like, dude, like, come on.
Ugh.
You guys know they lost a war?
And Proud Boy tattoos.
Yeah, that's so bad, dude.
Ooh, yuck.
Especially, I love how proud they are that they cover their faces. They're such
Yeah.
bitches. Like, that's like, come on. And they, of course, they cover their faces and they travel in packs of hundreds at a time because if you're, one on one, that would just be too fair. And they don't want that shit because most of them are insecure, soft little boys who cannot handle themselves in a fight. But now, then you go ahead and jump someone 10-1, then those numbers work in your favor. So, number one, do not get a swastika, white nationalist, racist tattoos of any fucking kind. You look like an insecure, soft little wiener piece of shit. And trust me, you will die alone one day. And people will look at those tattoos and look at you in more shame. And that's how you'll be remembered. So it's still too early to change your mind And like I said, getting tattoos removed are very expensive. So are you sure you're gonna maybe not grow up emotionally one day? Then looking at those tattoos in the mirror might be embarrassing. Or is that the shit you want to teach your fucking kids in the future? So
Let me
think
tell
about
you
that shit.
something. I know
So
I know a lot of doctors, and a lot of these doctors are Jewish, and if I'm a Jewish doctor and someone is on the operating table and they have a swastika, I'm not like tattooed on them. I'm not gonna be like as excited about
I
resuscitating this
know, and
person.
I know you have the Hippocratic oaths and shit that makes you say,
I'd be
"Oh, well,
like, I
doctors
don't
are
know.
supposed to treat everyone," but I'd be like, "How can you really guarantee, if you're dying in that surgery and he has to go that extra mile to save your life, that he's going to do it when you believe that he's a cockroach,
Yeah.
essentially." So
If I saw a swastika and I was operating somebody, I'd be like, scalpel, and I'd be like, huh, okay. Popsicle sticks, glue.
let's fill him up with poop and sew him back up.
Yeah,
that's how. That's now I'll know how to feel to be full of shit.
yeah,
Ha!
yeah,
Yeah, no, man, that is awful. So that's number one. Don't get anything racist, people. Think about that
yeah.
shit. But that is our list. Top
That's our list.
10 tattoos not to get. And note that there's more. There's plenty more tattoos. So let us know anything that we missed on our list. There's one that I wanted to say that goes around the arm, but we'll save that for another day. Let us know. Give us a shout out. Send us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. And go ahead and give us a follow on all social channels. That's right. Every single one of them. Do them right now. That's on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, on YouTube, on Twitter/X @Frat Chat Podcast. You can also give me a follow as well. Check out my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com, or you can follow me on the socials, on Instagram, on Threads, on YouTube, on TikTok, at Carlos Does the World, and on Carlos Does World on Twitter/X. And last but not least, follow my good buddy Simo over here at
Into the bathroom. Oh,
chris.moore.comedy on TikTok and Instagram, and See More Comedy on Twitter/X.
and then follow me to the public restroom for a good old fashioned hand job.
Oh, yeah, Simo. So, on that note, follow Chris Sticky Fingers Moore into the bathroom while he gets us out of here.
I motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I second. All right, you guys will be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts and time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'll see you.
Bye.